Hello everyone, this is Fred Foy Strang, and welcome to Moment for Mission. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Well, as I noted in last week's podcast, in the next several episodes of Moment for Mission, I am considering things that can be detrimental to our mission. Now, in episode 26, which I titled Interruptions as Opportunities for Your Mission, I spoke of how many times those things that seem like intrusions can actually be helpful to our mission. Now, today, I want to look at the other side of that coin and consider how distractions can be detrimental to your mission. Before we get going, let's pause for a Fred Foy fact. As I said before, I like to grow things. I have a small tropical fruit orchard with carambolas, otherwise known as starfruit, lychees, and mangoes. I'm really good at a technique called air layering, and I've successfully produced hundreds and hundreds of lychee trees over the years. I really enjoy the connection to the earth and creation that I sense when I'm growing something. Distractions can be detrimental to your mission. My daddy, Big Shorter, had a stash of these round cutout circle pieces of paper he had colored bright yellow, on which he had carefully written the letters in all caps, T-U-I-T. Any time that I would gripe about why I had not accomplished something or had time to do a task, he would somehow, miraculously, almost immediately produce one of these spherical objects and with some ceremony present it to me. At first, I must admit, I was totally clueless as what this cryptic message meant. But he, of course, made it abundantly clear. "Read what it says," he told me. "It isn't even a word," I shot back. "Sound it out," he patiently but persistently pressed. To it, I said aloud. "Now look at the object. What is it?" "It's a circle, obviously," I snarked. "Yes, a round circle," Big Shorter said. "So, son, this is your very own round to it. I don't need your excuse. I need you to take care of it." In the South, or at least in L.A., remember that's lower Alabama, we often use that colloquialism, round to it. For example, "Yes, Mama, I'll clean up my room when I get round to it." To which Mama would respond, "No, you will clean up your room now." You see, the phrase round to it is a cultural expression that really means at some point in the future, but not any time real soon. Often I feel like some aspects of my mission and vision will just happen when I get round to it. Do you ever feel that way? Like you want to accomplish some task or take some action or make some life change or reconcile some relationship, but it will just happen when you get round to it. Other areas of the English-speaking world use phrases like someday to express the same thing. But I have something to tell you. Someday will never come. Just like it's most likely that I will never get round to it, unless. Now, there's scores of business and management books that want to school us in how to avoid distractions and stick to our task. I've read a number of these, and perhaps you have as well, and I'm not attempting to repeat things that have already been carefully laid out as proven techniques and practices to cut down on or eliminate altogether distractions. What I would like for us to consider today is how to evaluate distractions and interruptions, episode 26, to make a value judgment as to whether or not those things warrant us diverging from our plan. I had this podcast to prepare for today. Had a very busy week, and I had put off it to the last moment. Then a spontaneous summer grill out with my granddaughter, my daughter-in-law, and both my sons came up this evening. Interruption? Distraction? Maybe. But back to the point I made in episode 26, that sometimes interruptions are opportunities for your mission. And this occurrence ended up being a blessing, and it perfectly fit with my overall life mission, which is to love God and to love people. However, there are those distractions that really do divert us from our mission. As a scholar, a teacher, a pastor, a missionary, I have a breadth and a depth of knowledge and experience that I want to share through both the spoken and written word. Speaking and publishing are both part of my mission and vision. I have several writing projects that I have a good start on, but need to devote some concentrated time on in order to finish up and get to the publisher. Much of the work has been done, but the remainder is just some pretty nitty-gritty work of editing and refining. It is absolutely necessary and will make the projects presentable and hopefully publishable. But I have found just about anything on my list gets put ahead of this effort. One book I've had completed for over 2 years, except for maybe a week or so of some reworking. But there it sits. Can you identify with this? Are there things, tasks, personal lifeway issues, relationships that need your attention, but you, like me, have found every reason in the world to put it aside? Why do we do this? Well, as a theologian, I could wax and wane a goodly amount of time on this topic, believe me. However, let me just offer this observation. There is something, call it ourselves, call it our nature, call it our feebleness of will, call it an ethereal negative force, call it whatever you will, but there seems to be something that diverts me from accomplishing good things. Not that I'm running around doing bad stuff, but what I'm getting at is that I am so easily distracted that I often end up using up my time, my energy, my creativity on that which is not directly pursuant to my mission and vision. A biblical writer named Paul put it this way: I do not do the good that I want, but the malevolent I do not want is what I do. Author and popular speaker Beth Moore writes this: if destruction fails to entangle us, then distraction will do its best. And C.S. Lewis puts it this way: if we let ourselves, we shall always be waiting for some distraction or other to end before we can really get down to our work. Now, I am trying to wrestle with this concept of finding a balance between knowing when an interruption can really advance and bless my mission, and when a distraction can actually divert me and sap the strength that I have for that mission. Indeed, it is really sometimes hard to discern. What I'm trying to do is to daily put at least some of my best thinking and energy towards some of the big ticket items of my mission before it all gets used up with the day's activities, involvements, and, yes, distractions. I want to encourage you today to do the same thing. Give yourself your own best energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. Take a moment for mission today. Winston Churchill wrote, "You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks." So keep your mission ever before you. Even little by little, keep pressing on. This is Dr. Fred Foystrang. Thanks for being with me, and have a great day.